needs to do is use their width. This killed Chelsea yesterday against Sheffield United in the Premier League, where they have two very dynamic wings in Mason Mount and Christian Pulisic, and they haven't really used either of them to their full capability. BU has this with a number of players. Balogun was very, very good. We have Salaj as well. Peterson will find himself on the wing. They have to use the width. A couple of their best opportunities came from playing wide in deep and then coming back inside.
Yeah, and then sometimes they only have two guys up top. They have, Syracuse and McDonald up top. But yeah, they need to use those guys, and then they can spread it out to the wings and try to get crosses in.
Syracuse will start the second half on the bench. McDonald will play as the number 9, and Balogun immediately pushes forward. Can't win a corner this time, but providing the kind of pressure that BU is going to need if they want to level this game. Calm and collected, the Boston College Eagles, Aegison. Radson, who opened the scoring and has, to the moment, the game's lone goal. Shapiro Thompson. Rose, both teams using more or less the same lineup that they ended the first half with. A couple of changes. BU brings Corte back, but as you see Morrison there, who's entered, he came in at around the 35th minute or so, a little bit before that. Still trying to find the right combinations is Neil Roberts, especially on the back line. 3 of the spots seem to be set, with Reeder and Mompus and Cole, but the 4th spot on the right, currently a competition between Roach and with Morrison. They use both in those spots. Someone's going to have to take control.
Yeah, and I think Morrison was in the end of the second, or the end of the first half, just to give a little bit of a breather. Back in there, and the back 4 have been working well together, I think. There's Morrison right there on the right side. He's a big, tall kid. But I think the back 4 are communicating well, and they're holding their own against BC. They're not letting too many shots get off and near the top of the team.
Shavali takes down Lehman, and it'll be a free kick for Boston College. Pull that over the ball. Place to feet, and Radson. Beautiful little through ball. Lehman in on goal, but the Terriers able to clean up the mess. Cole coming across.
And that's a great example of what Conradson can do. It's a nice little through ball. Ends up in the corner for BC, but that's the danger that he provides.
Radson for Lehman. And Cole with a desperation play coming across. Eagles in the corner for their troubles. They deep and knocked out somehow, some way. DeKaiko wins it on the volley.
Oh, okay. We left it.
Radson stepped into by DeKaiko and able to win a goal kick.
Smart play by DeKaiko. Knocks
Probably
the
worse
ball
driving from our house.
BC players on a goal kick.
It's like 20 minutes.
DeKaiko spent last season at Richmond International Academic Soccer Academy. Across the pond in Leeds, England. He played his high school soccer at Shanghai American School in China. Well traveled. And just to complete the circle here, he grew up in San Diego and now he's playing his collegiate soccer in the Northeast.
Been all over the world.
At the moment, the Terriers would like him to be all over the field, and to start the second half, he has been.
Yeah.
Aegison, dangerous run, floating ball, looking for Lehman. Stay in play, but Morrison able to beat the German to it and clears it wide, and it'll be an Eagle throw. Boston College has become somewhat of a factory and produced some exciting talent at the international level. Alejandro Bedoya, featured for the U.S. on the wing, appearing in all 4 of their games in the 2014 World Cup, which, much to the chagrin of the majority of fans stateside, is their most recent World Cup appearance. That one's centered in toward the penalty spot. Susky cuts in and cleared away by Reeder. Also produced Charlie Davies, who was expected to be a contributing member of the 2010 World Cup team before a fairly serious leg injury effectively ended his international career. Continue to produce talent in Chestnut Hill. Through ball looking for Susky, and Lehman's pass was intercepted. Dominated by Salaj, Lampis. Only Terrier goal scorer in that 2017 shootout against Holy Cross. DeKuyko just not able to keep it in. Flipped by French. And they'll get Salage for the body. First half, BC controlled much of the possession. Shots were even at 3-3 for a while, and then it was 6-3 Eagles. Now it's 8-4 Eagles. Aegison looking to create another one as he nutmegs Salage.
Nice play by DeKuyko there.
Radson takes a bit of a body from DeKuyko, no call. Shapiro Thompson getting in deep and carrying forward with pace. Let's pass is intercepted. An aggressive play by the senior Corte. Popped up to Chevali. Shaken off by Rose, but able to connect. Dummied again by Salage, and on the overlap, here's Lampus. McDonald in towards the box. One man to beat it, Souza. Step over, now Lampus crosses it in. Couple of bounces and cleared away. Maybe a handball.
That's tough because BU really had a good thing going there, a couple of good combinations. The cross was a little weak, a little bit too low, couldn't get to his feet. But BU did a good job of pushing it forward there and maintaining possession all the way up.
Over the top, Reader has it tracked. It's going to be offsides anyway. Flags up, and then we get the whistle.
And that's what I mean about BU is they need to settle the ball, contain the ball, control the ball, and maintain possession in that offensive third. I know I've said it a number of times today, but that's what they need to do in order to get the quality shots off.
I'll tell you though, Eric, I don't hate the low cross there from Lampus. You look at these two rosters, BC a little bit bigger, they have a lot of height in their back.
That's true.
You get a bouncing ball, McDonald's not going to beat Souza on a header, but he can turn on it.
Yeah, and a little flick when it's on the ground or a little bit off the ground is no problem with that. It's just a matter of getting your foot quality, flick on from that cross.
Right. So here's Collette playing defeat. Shapiro Thompson, quick out to Lehman. Wants Susky. Instead, he'll carry it himself towards the center. Lehman. Shapiro Thompson. Not going to threaten Stone.
He's a dangerous little player. He's great with the ball at his feet. He's got some good moves. He obviously took a shot right there from long distance. Probably wasn't the smartest thing, but he's testing Stone again. Why not? He's a crafty little player in the midfield.
If you've got the capability to do it, there's nothing wrong with firing from range. You just want to make sure you're getting a clean look and that you're striking it true. And I think Shapiro Thompson mostly did that.
Yeah, it was a quality hit. Just a little bit too far.
We've seen one like that go in today. Currently, it stands as the difference in the game, but Radson is just on a different level. Corte. Wisely plays back. Nate Cole. Speed as a center back. Ran track for a couple of years in high school. Came from Worcester Academy, which has served as a prep for many athletes in a number of different sports. Lee Cross is a women's soccer player, and Shesley, that came over from Bosnia and played there for a year. Ended up as a multi-time All-Patriot League selection. Launched out of the back by Collette. Through Susky, able to sneak through Reader. Mike Susky through ball, French into the box, and what a save by Stone!
And that's why Stone is such a valuable player back there. That was a point-blank shot. What a reaction to go down and save that.
French, who was quiet in the first half, is making his voice heard, but Michael Stone was up to the task. French, the senior, starting forward, scored his first career goal on Thursday against Quinnipiac. Didn't play as a junior, but did make 11 appearances off the bench as a sophomore, 4 as a freshman. So getting his first crack at being an ACC regular, and goal in his first game is certainly a good way to start.
Perfect opportunity, but Michael Stone just stellar in the back. With a great save, great reaction save.
situation there where French is in on goal. He basically just needs to not hit him. But Stone does a great job coming off his line, cuts off the angle, and as you said, Eric, a reaction save. Not only to make the initial stop, also to control the rebound. Didn't catch it.
Exactly. It's fantastic.
Impressive play by Solano leads to a free kick out of the back for BC.
BU's got to be careful. I mean, those are the defenders that are allowing that to happen. A quick little through ball in tight spaces. You just can't let that happen. You need to communicate back there. You need to tighten up the back forward.
They just a bit shaken up. No indication that he can leave the game, but will certainly make your heart skip a beat if you're anyway. Boston College's football team opened their season yesterday. A massive 35-28 victory over Virginia Tech for a program that hit a low point about a half a decade ago, did not win a single game in conference, but has been bowl eligible the last couple of years. And it's another very nice start to their season against a quality opponent. Their stars running back A.J. Dillon, 23 carries for 84 yards and a touchdown yesterday. BC men's soccer looking to feed off of that momentum. Couple on BU right now. The possession's been pretty even here in the second half. One good opportunity each side. BC's was golden. BU's was chaotic. They all count the same, and the Terriers will take an equalizer any way they can get one. Radson turns, got through, but the ball triples too far. Cleared away by Lumpus. Forte. Wanted Balogun, found Collette. Collette taken down behind the play. It'll be a free kick for the Eagles, and immediately they're looking towards the bench.
There's a yellow card as well.
Good issue to Zion Balogun.
First yellow of the day.
And a relatively clean game, all things considered.
Well, yeah, and you think about that. You think about the rivalry. You think about BC, BU in every sport, and there's going to be sometimes, a little bit of some chippiness in some of these games. There hasn't been that yet, as you mentioned. Hopefully that will continue for the rest of the game.
Don't underestimate the power a yellow card can have. Not the NCAA level at this point, but 2018 World Cup, all else even. Japan in, Senegal out of the knockout round on fair play points, which essentially is who took fewer cards in the group stage.
Exactly. You got to be careful of that. Absolutely.
DeKaiko turns it over, tackled by Rose. Now, French didn't have the numbers. All he could do was turn it back. Corte. Salage. Option to dummy. 1-1-2 with Shivali. Bounces through. Lampis making a run from the back.
Needs the support right here.
Doesn't have it and ends up committing a foul in the process. Shivali, the closest Terrier to him.
Yeah, Shivali was making the move, but he didn't have an opportunity to get the ball back. But that's what you need to do. You need to support the player in that end, especially in the corner there when the defenders are closing in on you, trying to eliminate any cross you're trying to make.
Another quality run by Lampis. He's probably been BU's player of the game thus far. So we're going to get another look here at this play in the corner. You give Lampis credit for the aggression, but he doesn't have the support. The tackle comes, then it's off your picture right now, but has to take a player down in the corner. It's not an awful foul to get, but it does kill a good opportunity, mostly because he didn't have the option for a drop.
Yeah, and you wonder how much of that is frustration too. He had the ball, he didn't knock it back, he didn't have a chance to turn and cross the ball into the box. So, defender's right on you, gets the ball away from him, you get a little bit of frustration, I think.
Third one by Corte. Donald's going to have to be strong and hold. Terrier faithful wanted a foul, and they do get it. Choose to play quickly. DeKaiko switches the field. Using a whip here are the Terriers, and nearly able to win a corner in the process. Effort by Longo to keep. Cleared out. To get it Susky on the run is Layman. Will trickle out for a Terrier throw.
And I like what BU did there. Evan Morrison made the run from the right back position. That can be a very dangerous situation for BC. He made the run. Nothing came of it, but that's what you need to do. You need to take some chances here in the second half.
Peterson in, Slodge out for the Terriers. Relatively short stay on the bench, all things considered. Kari Peterson. Peterson, and we'd be surprised if we see him make another trip over Rutgers. Aegison lays down the line, set by Lumpus. Finds the feet of Peterson. Back Corte, Cole, and now Lumpus. Corte has some room to carry here. He'll switch. Errant ball knocked out by the head of French. Nice job by Reeder. Clear from Stone just over Corte. Rose, who's provided a unique look for BC in the midfield. A lanky player who's very good on the ball. Radson turns to Corte. Overlapping run comes from Aegison, crossed into the box just over Susky, and Balogun is going to have the opportunity to send it into the corner.
Aegison, that was a fantastic cross. Could not take advantage of it. Went through a few legs, I think. Ball on the ground. You know, you don't always see those. You don't always see them slip through the defense like that. Opportunity lost for BC.
Amos Shapiro Thompson wins a quarter for the Eagles out of all of that confusion. Collette set to swing it in. Action around the 6-yard box, primarily coming from Aegison. They instead go short. Shapiro Thompson for Collette. Chipped into the box, headed out by Reeder. Peterson. Deflected ball finds Dikaiko. Balogun was making a run, but that would have been ambitious to try to find him from there, to go across your body with the left foot.
Yeah, I think Dikaiko was getting a little ambitious, like you said. I think he should have just pulled it back and allowed some of his teammates to come up and support.
Wide, here's Lehman. French lays it off. Laza Lehman. Knocked off by Satchel Corte. Again. Step there, and the throw will go for the Terriers. Laza Lehman, who is incredibly involved early. They love using the width his way in the first half. First career goal was against BU in this matchup a season ago. Hard to believe the senior midfielder, but so often a distributor, Laza Lehman. He was able to find the score sheet. So switched his number from a season ago. He wore the number 15. Now with some more seniority, he'll take the number 8. It's one of the sports where that does matter. The single-digit numbers tend to be critical. And of course, the soccer number is 10.
Yeah. Well, back in the day, it was 1 through 11. You know, it was
right. It goes by position. That's why
right.
you see backs a lot of times wearing 2, 3, 4, and 5.
Right. Which I like that. I like that. You guys got what I saw, today in the English Premier League, number 96,
Through ball, Susky's on sides. This is dangerous for BC. Susky playing through Reeder over Lumpus. Conradson lays off Aegison, a shot saved by Stone.
Aegison with a nice shot. But they're back on the attack here. BC has been a great save by Stone once again, of course.
Well, the high numbers. Conradson 77.
I know, I was just going to say that. There's a 77 for you.
Just in the mix there.
He's the only one with a high number.
Depends what you define as high.
Yeah,
Marisha
true.
Valley was 32. Satchel
true.
Corte 24.
32 good running back.
Backs going anything from 20 to 49, although the majority of the time you'll see halfbacks choose the 20s or 30s and leave the 40s for the fullbacks. Ron Bradshaw, Alfred Morris have something to say about that. The general trend. Back heel from Lehman will go. Corte. Take it down. Could have played the advantage there, but given where the foul was, they're going to let BU take the free kick.
Well, I like the second half here so far for BU. They're holding on to it a little bit better, getting a couple more chances. Taking BC out of their game a little bit, so I think it's somewhat of a confidence situation. So Morrison here moving up on the right side.
Curled back in. Just a second, it looked like he might have threatened goal, but Ricardo had it tracked all the way.
I still think a situation where Morrison or outside backs moving forward, if Morrison's going out, I think, or he's getting a good drink. But you know, the outside backs can be dangerous. If you can shake it up a little bit, mix it up, and show BC something new, maybe that'll change things.
Tactical change here for BU as Syracuse comes back into play as the number 9 role, and it's Corte that comes out, which is going to drop Chevali into more of a traditional central midfielder. And immediately forced off and winning a free kick. Another player that's played in the New England Revolution Academy. The Revs, who have been hard luck losers in several MLS Cup titles, still looking for their first. Playing their home games at Gillette Stadium, which has become iconic here in New England. Cole on his feet, but no Terrier in the area. It's intercepted by Conradson. Switches the field, Lehman. The hard-working Balogun cutting off the angle. Lehman turns. Sends one in the direction of Susky, and it's picked off by Lumpus. McDonald steps around Shapiro Thompson. Pull on the jersey as well. The whistle stays in the pocket.
And that was McDonald trying to do a little bit too much, though. He needs to move the ball outside. He had that opportunity. He decided to take a guy on and lost the ball. This is what they need to do. He needs to set up on the outside here, settle the ball, make something happen.
Griffin Roach wanted Balogun. Only played out of bounds. Not a great turnover there for BU because they had time and they were controlling the tempo of the game, which is an honor that for the most part today has belonged to Boston College.
That's exactly right. Yeah. So you know these last few minutes here, a little bit better. It's been a little bit back and forth, but once BU controls the midfield, like they were doing there, and then unfortunately McDonald lost it. But he needs to realize the ball needs to do the movement, and then move the ball forward, and just control the game from here on out.
It's something that ACC teams in general do very well. If you ever watch North Carolina play, particularly on the women's side, but the men as well, it seems like the game is always going according to them. And then you have a dynamic player up top who can see these openings and take advantage of them. On the women's side, Carolina has had an endless supply of them. Toby Heath, Kristen Dunn now plays in the back for the U.S., Jessica McDonald, all over the place for a program that's really become a dynasty.
Certainly does.
It's the DNA that comes in the ACC, and BC is proving that once again here today, controlling the tempo of the match. Here's Rose. Shadowed by Lumpus. Rose turns. Lumpus has it covered. Now sliding to double is Peterson.
And that's great defending.
Syracuse turns, but the Terriers don't have the numbers. Tackled away by Salagoon. Watch out by Collette in the direction of Sigurd Arson. Flicked on. Rose wins the race, can't control on the first touch to throw in for Lumpus. It's going to be a handball on somebody. I think it hit the arms of both of them, and the officials took a minute to decide who, and it's going to be a free kick for the Terriers.
Just give them a little dance together. The ball was in the air.
I think the crowd will be fine with that not coming up again. Peterson will drop it back, hold. In the official's defense, that's an incredibly difficult call to make because it was in the possession of both of them.
That's the situation where people go either way.
And they choose to go for the option that doesn't lead to a direct threat on goal because that free kick goes for the Eagles, especially with Conradson taking. He could score from there, or at minimum, play a dangerous ball into the box.
Exactly.
Laza Lehman switches the field. That's a dangerous ball as well. Rose settles down into the box, curls to the left foot. Rose unleashes shot blocked in front. Lumpus again. This guy out. Syracuse was held on the run as McDonald got it through Longo but couldn't keep. Back heel from Lehman. A 1-2 play by Sigurd Arson. Now a through ball for Susky. Beats Reeder. He took him down. He puts it into the net. But the foul called well beforehand.
That's a tough one. I think it definitely was a foul. Ironically, there's some refs won't call that. They'll just let it go. But the goal scoring situation, he's going to call that.
Absolutely. That was a backbreaker for the Warriors. Terrier Nation, experience the fun, feel, and excitement of BU athletics. Great prices on ice hockey, basketball, and lacrosse, including discounted group rates, group experience packages, and our brand new Terrier Flex Pass you don't want to miss out. Purchase today by visiting goterriers.com/tickets or call 617-353-GO-BU. Don't miss any of the excitement this season at the Roof. Once again, goterriers.com/tickets or 617-353-GO-BU. Tons to look out for. We mentioned the championship DNA at Boston College. BU women's soccer, Patriot League champions. Women's ice hockey, Beanpot champions. Their success going around. Their softball team is dominant in the Patriot League.
It's just such a great situation with some of this team. You get players from all over the world. They're always competitive in the Patriot League, no matter what the sport. It's great to see.
Women's ice hockey player Jesse Comfort has gotten some looks with the U.S. national team. Men's ice hockey former player Jack Eichel is now one of the best centers in the NHL. Curled in by Peterson, wanted McDonald, header won by Souza. They're going to get Balogun for a dangerous play. Souza's foot went high, but it was unquestionably in his possession. If Balogun becomes swarming in like that, it'll get called off.
Right, I mean, they give credit to BU though, they are challenging. They need to put the pressure on here. There's about 20 minutes left in the game. So, they need to get some more shots on goal.
I mentioned in the first half, the more chaotic this game is, advantage BU. It's been pretty controlled. So foul will go there on Lampus. Lampus' presence was certainly missed early in the season. We mentioned all the injuries that BU had, and Vince McDonald chief among them. But Lampus didn't debut until October 3rd at Holy Cross, after starting all 18 as a freshman. 13 All-Patriot Leaguer as a freshman. The injury robbed him of that opportunity a season ago. You imagine he'll be a threat once again for conference honors.
That looked like it was offside.
They're not going to call it. Flag stays down. Suski, a shot just over the bar.
It looked like he was offside. I mean, it's hard to tell, but when the ball was played, I thought he was offside. Didn't call it. But there's another example of guys trying to hit the ball too hard over the crossbar. No goal.
Suski's got one assist in his very young career. This is just game number 2 for him. Again, he assisted Shapiro Thompson's goal on Thursday at home against Quinnipiac. Balogun has been subbed out. Knutson re-enters. There he is once again. It's cleared away by Reeder. Another good run there by Suski.
Suski's dangerous on that side. He's getting through, getting opportunities. Reeder doing a good job defending there. Giving up the corner. They're over here and right inside the box. Let's see what BC's going to try to do with the second play.
They've gone short a couple of times. This time it's a high arcing ball that's headed out by Griffin Roche. BC can settle. Suski. Crafty forward, a bit more dynamic than French. Header on from Souza, one hop stone. French a bit stronger, Suski a bit quicker. Clear back out. The Terriers have numbers forward here. McDonald. Wanted Peterson and cleared by Collette. Trip through from Mielis way too far and it'll trickle back to Stone. Eric, how early do you expect BU to push forward, get numbers in, possibly even go to 3 in the back?
Well, I think I would say probably with like 15 minutes left, you want to start pushing. I got a couple more minutes here to just settle down. BC may be getting a little bit tired, but they need, BU's got to start pressing a little bit, pretty soon. I don't know about the change in the back. They might have to do that, but so far the back 4 has been doing well. I maybe just a combination of a change in the midfield and pushing someone up forward. I like the idea of the outside backs moving forward too on offense because that's a dangerous step. BC isn't always expecting that.
So had that earlier as well with the overlapping run on the right flank from Morrison. He's since been substituted out. BC swings another corner in. Got through the flood of bodies, and Susky will collect in the opposite corner. BC wins the ball only for a throw. This is one of the things you'll see in the college game if they choose to use it. It doesn't look like they will with Aegison throwing it in, but at a track around the field, there's plenty of space to approach.
Yeah, the long throw. I was saying the other night, guys are getting recruited just for the throw-ins nowadays.
If you have a guy that can launch it in, it's as good as a corner.
Absolutely.
Sigurd Arson heads it back. Susky, tackled by Cole, cleared by Reeder, at least for the moment. Through ball, Susky again working on Reeder. Fast turf sees it go out for a Terrier goal kick.
And Susky's all over the place. But you need to be mindful of the fact that Susky's on the left side, he's on the right side, he's very involved in the offense right now. They cannot afford, obviously, to let a second goal go.
Twice the Gatorade Player of the Year in Connecticut. 80 career goals in high school. Still looking for number one in college, although he does have an assist.
80 goals, that's impressive, no matter what level you're at. That's very impressive.
44 of those came his junior year. That is, unsurprisingly, a school record in Lewis Chafee. He's looking to put BC up by 2. The Terriers, on the flip side, are looking to equalize. Lumpus, great ball. Peterson into the box. That's a clear out.
Yeah, that was a very nice ball. Peterson, you want to get the ball to Peterson's feet. I've been saying that earlier. He's the guy that you need to get the ball to. That was a good opportunity. Get a corner out of it. Long's going to reach out there.
Sauerbrun's heart may have skipped a beat there for just a moment. It looked like maybe they would get the trick, but it looked like he got the ball first.
Yeah, I think he did.
Corner here for the Terriers. Curled in by Knudsen, elevating his Picardo.
No problem for Picardo at that time. You gotta have that, serve that ball a little bit further out, obviously, so people can't get it.
In-state rivalry game. Now with the promotion of Merrimack, there are 8 Division I men's college soccer teams in the state of Massachusetts, and BU will match up with all 7 of the others. BC will play 6 of the 7. The only opponent not on their schedule is the second newest Division I program, that's UMass Lowell. A foul will be called there on DeKaico, and a free kick coming here for the Eagles. Look there at Peterson, who just made the great run into the box. Eagles looking to strike back, headed out by Cole. Settled by DeKaico, not a great first touch. The Energizer Bunny in the central midfield, Shapiro Thompson goes to work. Made wide, now curled in. Sigurd Arson and a diving save by Stone!
That's unbelievable. Sigurd Arson, he's just, he's a big kid. He's going to get his head on those. It wasn't the most powerful header, but that required Stone to make a diving save. Very good save.
Full extension, one hand. Keeps the game within reach for now. Eagles do get a corner out of it. High floating ball towards the far post, headed out by Roach. Eagles still lead by a goal, a 5th-minute tally for Christopher Conradson.
This is where BU needs to press. Okay, BC has the ball in their own end. BU needs to push it up, press a little bit more. There's roughly 13 minutes left in the game.
Won by Cole. The Terriers have done well in the air across the back.
Yeah, they have, and they need to get the ball down to their teammates' feet, and then move the ball, use it within the field, control it for these last few minutes of the game.
Roach. Cole looking to distribute. The Terriers are starting to get numbers forward as that one played to nobody in particular. Syracuse and McDonald were both in the general area, but Ricardo is just going to force Syracuse to take a couple more steps before collecting the ball.
And I would like to see BU control the ball on the ground and not serve it blindly. Try trying to move the ball upfield and see what happens that way.
Wallace and Sigurdarsson do a battle on the right wing. Sigurdarsson finds Conradson, tackled by Peterson, and finds Takaiko in the center. Peterson controlling, he's doubled. Good step there by Jesus Selden. Takaiko has seen the majority of the minutes today, at least certainly in the second half, as Satchel Corte continues to stay on the bench.
You also just saw there that Peterson had the ball right in midfield. BC was all over. As soon as he gets the ball, BC closes in on him. So it's a difficult situation for him because he's one of the targets for the U team.
Shapiro Thompson switches the field and just a little bit too tall. Approaching the 80th minute here at Nickerson Field. A solid top-to-bottom performance for the Boston University Terriers as Corte is re-entered. But as a home fan, especially a student just coming back to your new school, you want to see the victor.
Absolutely. Yeah, especially against BC, right?
Imagine a number of freshmen in the crowd experiencing collegiate athletics for the first time. Some of them moved in this morning. And they've certainly been treated to an exciting back-and-forth soccer game. A quality home side against a quality Power 5 opponent. Conradson wanted Lehman. Lehman's quick, he's now that. Stone works quickly. Lampus has space. Couple of options, one is Shamali. Knocked away by Conradson.
Oh, that's great that Lampus got back like that.
Shapiro Thompson plays it through Susky. Working on Roach. Goes to the right, tackled by Corte. Susky turns and it's blocked by Cole. Susky continues to create havoc in and around the box. Here's Hadar Aegison. Low cross on the run was Mielis, could not connect.
Cross by BC. You're just being careful, those balls are slipping through. And every time it seems like Susky is part of these attacks for BC. He's a dangerous player, but the Terriers are able to hold him off so far.
Collette's going to take this throw. He's the one member of the Eagles team that does have the monster throw if he chooses to use it. Given where the Eagles have positioned themselves, it looks like that's likely. Headed away by Cole. Sent by Salagoon, knocked back in. Battle Royale going on there. We are able to do enough to win the throw. Still, it's summer-like weather patterns, which means even at 5:45 p.m., the sun is still out and bright. Though much of the field shadowed by the towering apartment buildings.
Still summer in Boston.
Absolutely, and it'll stay that way for a couple more weeks. And you have a 3-week fall, and then right into winter. Rose step through. Wintry conditions, nothing that either of these teams are unfamiliar with. Aegison play it for Susan, free kick out the back for BC. They're more than content to take their time. They've done their job, at least for the time being. They have the lead, but even just a second without their foot on the throttle could lead to disaster.
A little bit of urgency here for the under 8 minutes left.
Sigurdarsson is double aggressive play by Lampus, but can't win. Boston College has historically started their seasons well. Last year, 6-game unbeaten streak to start the year, but then they tapered off and did not record a victory in any of their final 6 games. If the score holds, it'll be 2 wins to start the year in 2019. Dangerous ball into the box from Conradson is dealt with by the BU back. Launched out by Corte, on the run goes McDonald. Has a step on Collette. Great first touch with the chest. McDonald, top of the box, left-footed strike, one hops Picardo.
Okay, so that you see that's going to be a little bit of strategy here for BU. It's a little bit of urgency, not panic quite yet, but obviously McDonald was able to handle that, got a shot off. If they can continue to do that the last few minutes, something might happen.
Fantastic individual effort by the senior from Smithtown, New York. Despite only playing in 5 games a season ago, his 6 tallies led the team, and half of them came against Boston College. A rare mistake today from Wampus leads to the turnover. Sigurdarsson lays it off. Through ball, wanting Susky, intercepted by Reed. Tackled through by Mielis. Cole gives a look. Stone has no choice but to launch it towards the tennis courts. Flow coming here for BC.
And you also have to be careful here not to let another man on this.
Time is starting to slip away from the Terriers. About 6 minutes to do something. Throwing header back in. Sigurdarsson can turn.
He's gonna let that go. That's fine. That's a good no call.
It's a terrific tackle, but Sigurdarsson is shaken up. Flipped through the play on for the time being. McDonald. No space to turn. Laid off for Peterson. Peterson with the left foot. Never a worry from Giacomo Picardo.
Yeah, Peterson, he had the opportunity to maybe take him on and try to go to the corner and get a cross off, but not too much time left here. He's probably just like, let me get in the box, see if someone can get in there and take a shot.
Lean back a little bit too much if the object was to put it on target, and the objective was across and play a little bit flatter. Down the line, Syracuse working on Longo.
Needs the support here.
Great veteran play by the redshirt junior Longo. Florida international transfer, played a season for the Golden Panthers, redshirted in 2017. This is year number 2 in the maroon and gold of Boston College. Only him and Collette started all 16 a season ago. Cole, Lumpus, Shavali, Forte, BU possessing. They needed this earlier.
Right. Exactly. This is what they needed to do most of the game, and they weren't able to do it as much as they should have.
Centering pass, Shavali. Plays it out wide. BC's on their heels. Cross comes in. Roach is there. Ball still loose. Another diving effort, but a good save by Picardo. McDonald not able to find the back of the net. Acrobatic play by the senior, but so far to no avail. Slide tackle by Cole. That prevented disaster as well, because Sigurdarsson had a full head of steam.
Fantastic opportunity for BU. They're mixing it up there. You never know what's going to happen. Ball's bouncing inside the area. You land at your feet, try to pop one in. Unfortunately, it didn't happen, but their aggressiveness to here the last couple of minutes is great, and they're keeping the ball on the ground and maintaining possession, which is what they needed to do most of the game.
How about the strike by McDonald as well? Put that on target. Forced Picardo into making a save. It's an impressive display.
Absolutely. Yeah, he challenged him. It was a nice save. It was what you need to do.
And this is the type of play that even if you don't get the equalizer, Neil Roberts and company can look back and tell them what they've been able to do, because these are going to lead to more chances. If they do this against Patriot League opponents, BU is going to be extremely dangerous.
Absolutely. ACC opponent like this, a top program, it's something to be said. If you lose 1-0, you take something away from it. Still a few minutes left here. They almost tied it up. Great end of the game so far.
Injury timeout on the field, and give the NCAA credit, no stoppage time, but they do stop the clock for situations like this. So we are frozen right now with just about 3.5 left to play, and again, that is a true 3.5. It does not matter if the Terriers have a 3-0 with Picardo. If the clock hits 000 before the ball's in the net, the goal won't count.
And it's interesting too that sometimes the clock is a disadvantage in college game too, because you're looking at the clock, you're thinking, sometimes you panic a little bit too much. You may serve the ball in the box when you didn't really need to. You could have settled it and made a nice square pass for a nice shot for your teammate. But the clock sometimes can be a disadvantage because you're looking at the clock and you're thinking, okay, there's 30 seconds left. I just need to get rid of the ball. Unfortunately, sometimes that isn't the best decision.
Time is slipping away from Boston University. Boston College has led for the majority of the game. Conradson scored with just 4 minutes gone by. Now they're going to look for that possession game that was so effective in the first half to try to bleed the rest of the clock. As a foul will go against the Terriers.
A little surprised at not stopping the clock right now.
A little bit, but there are only limited situations for such a decision. BC is able to hold on in this game. We are going to continue to go back to that save Ricardo made on McDonald. If BU is able to equalize, we'll go back to the save that Stone made on Sigurd Arson. We've seen an absolute clinic from both goalkeepers today. Centering pass for Corte. Finds feet. McDonald. Leaves it wide. BU much better in the late stages with possession. Dangerous ball into the box. McDonald elevates. Dribbles back. Syracuse. A shot goes wide.
Great opportunity. Ball lands at your feet. You know, your instinct is to take that shot right away, which he did, and it's not a bad shot at all. He also could have taken one step to the right, maybe try to hit the upper right-hand corner. But either way, you get a shot off. You give your team a chance for the last couple minutes here.
Coming up after this at 7 p.m., the Patriot League champion women's soccer team makes their homecoming. Haven't played at Nickerson since winning the Patriot League title over Lehigh. They'll host a Big Ten opponent in Michigan State. Corte will get called for the foul and be shown a yellow. Lehigh team needed an 85th minute goal in their final regular season game against Holy Cross to just give themselves a chance to qualify for the playoffs. They got the help they needed the next day. The clock continues to run here. Win 2 Patriot League tournament games and then run into the buzzsaw that was Boston University.
Right. Yeah, it's all good. You know, BU's got a great program. Michigan State, I'm curious about Michigan State as well. I don't know, what their history is, but that's a Big Ten team coming into town here.
Always competitive. Big Ten has been fairly wide open historically in soccer. The ACC is unquestionably the power conference in the country. We talked about, especially in the women's side, North Carolina and the dynasty that they've had. You also have a hot spot out west, the Pac-12 incredibly strong. Stanford, which seems to have a top 15 team in every sport known to man. In soccer, no exception. They had some trouble winning national titles with North Carolina dominating. That's why U.S. forward Kristen Press looks at her college life as a failure. She didn't win a national title, and she didn't get an immediate call-up to the national team. Patience paid off for her. She now won 2 World Cups.
There you go.
Absolutely. 2 minutes to go. The clock was running for a bit. They did end up stopping it. So the Terriers in a last gasp for air. They haven't gone to 3 in the back personnel-wise. Roach is still out there, but he is pushing well up, almost playing like a right defensive midfielder, if that's a thing.
Yeah, that's what they have to do. You kind of push everyone up at least a little bit. The counterattack, you're not so worried about that as much at this point, particularly with not much time left at all. Movement of the ball right here, switching the field, is what's going to get them up into the offensive field.
Better offensive display from the Terriers today than they had on Thursday. 9 shots in this one compared to just 5 against New Hampshire. They conceded 16 in both matchups. And again, Stone has put himself in the position to be possibly a tough luck loser. He's been outstanding again. BU is going to try to win one for him here as Wampus switches the field. We'll go to overtime if the Terriers can't equalize. Going ball towards the box, Syracuse in the area, but a diving header by Longo. Approaching the final minute of action, Corte lays it off. Cross comes in, it's dangerous, headed away by Longo again.
Those are the second balls you have to anticipate. Oftentimes guys get the second ball and they get a good chance. That time no one was there for the second ball.
Cole serves it in. Souza wins the header, and now 2-on-1. Sigurd Arson and Susky with Wampus tracking back. Sigurd Arson carries. Wampus giving him trouble. Sigurd Arson shot and a kick saved by Stone.
Right, another great save. Kept him off the board.
That is 3 otherworldly saves for the Amherst transfer. 2 of them belong on highlight tapes.
Absolutely. Still just playing out of his mind as this first game of the season.
Final 10 seconds, ball served into the box. It's loose, and a handball is going to go against Roach.
That's tough. That is a tough one.
The clock would have absolutely been a factor if he could have settled that, 'cause there were about 4 seconds